Okay, for skill sharpeners on Tuesday, please preview the story, page 12 to 16, and then I'm going to quickly review with you just right now, page 70 through 19, and what you guys can do to try and do it on your own. When we get to class on Tuesday, we'll go through it together. Alright, I'm going to read you the story quickly one time. An Oregon Trail Diary. This is a fictional account of the overland journey on the Oregon Trail. It is written in the form of a journal. Sunday, January 30th, 1852. We're going to Oregon. I heard Mother and Father talking late in the last night. Talking into the night last night. Father says that Oregon is beautiful and all the land is rich and good. He says that we will prosper there. Mother doesn't seem so sure. She doesn't really want to leave our little farm here in Missouri. She has her chickens and turkeys and her milk cow and garden. Of course, she won't be able to take them with us. I think she is a little bit sad, but I am excited. I heard Father say that we will travel in a covered wagon. Uncle Pleasant and Aunt Ellen are going too. That means Cousin Amy will be with me. I can't wait to go. Tuesday, February 16th, 1852. It snowed this morning. All the trees look as if they have been dipped in sugar. It makes a pretty picture, but we are all hoping it will be the last snowfall of the season. We are eager for spring to come. We want to get started on our journey. Saturday, March 16th, 1852. The wagons are almost loaded. Today I helped Mother pack up all the things we need to do our cooking along the trail. We packed everything in a wooden box that Father built. The front of the box folds down on hinges and makes a shelf where Mother can work. She calls the box our camp kitchen. We put a Dutch oven and a large frying pan in the box. We also packed some wooden spoons, 2 sharp knives, and some tin plates and cups. We have lots of food in the wagon. There are bags of dried apples and plums, sacks of beans and flour, and buckets of molasses. We have bacon and cured hams and some smoked fish. We have cornmeal and coffee and tea. We want to make sure that we have enough to eat on the journey. Tuesday, April 12th, 1852. Father has been very busy. He bought some oxen to pull the wagon. He has been gathering ropes, leather, to repair harnesses, medicines for the animals, and who knows what all. He is taking tools like axes, shovels, and chisels. We will need many things when we get to Oregon, but we don't have room to carry very much. Father will use the tools to build us a house when we get there, and to make beds and tables and chairs. Mother is feeling happier about the trip. It has been hard work to get ready to go, but it is fun too. Just a few more days now. Friday, April 15th, 1852. Amy and I are going to sleep in the wagon tonight, and before daylight in the morning, we are leaving. I'm going to bring my journal, but Father says I must choose just one toy to bring. It is very hard to decide, but I think I'll bring Brenny, my rag doll. I love her most because grandmother made her for me. Monday, May 2nd, 1852. We are camped on the banks of Missouri River. It is the biggest river I have ever seen. We cross tomorrow. At first I was afraid, but I have been watching the other wagons cross on the flat ferry boats, and I think we will make it just fine. Page 14. It has been a good trip so far. The weather has mostly been sunny, which is lucky. The rainy days are hard to bear. We get so damp and cold, and it is hard to light a fire for cooking. The mud is very tiresome. It coats our shoes and splashes our stockings and aprons, and it is not easy to wash things. So we are glad for the sunshine. I had better go to sleep now. Tomorrow we cross to the west. Tuesday, May 17th, 1852. This prairie is so beautiful it takes my breath away. The grass is tall and waves in the wind. There are flowers everywhere. Amy and I picked our aprons full today as we walked. The only trees are near the river. We are camping for the night under the trees. The oxen are all drinking at the river now. Father is building a cooking fire. I'll go and help Mother make something to eat. This is a glorious trip. Wednesday, June 29th, 1852. We passed Independence Rock late this morning. This means we are making good time. It is important to make Independence Rock by the 4th of July, and we are nearly a week early. Immigrants always write their names on the rock. We all were eager to read the names, so we stopped to have something to eat and take a little rest. Father and Uncle Pleasant found the names of 2 friends who made this trip last year. Many of the people in our train added their own names to the rock. After lunch, we went a few more miles. We camped by the Sweetwater River. It is magnificent with high cliffs on both sides. There is plenty of grass for the animals to eat. It is a lovely camp, and I wish we could stay here a few days, but we have to keep moving. We still have a long way to go. Sunday, July 17th, 1852. Today we crossed some high mountains. They were covered with enormous pine trees that smelled wonderful in the hot sun. Even though the sun was very bright and hot, the air was cool and fresh. Amy and I found lots of wild berries. In camp, some of the men caught some silvery trout from the stream that tumbled down the mountain. It was so nice to have fresh food for dinner. Tuesday, August 9th, 1852. The last few days have been very difficult. We had to cross a lot of country that is poor and dry. Some of the animals have died from sickness and want of water. Some of the people have been sick too, and everyone is very tired. We have not been able to rest much. We had to keep going so that we could get to a place where there is water. I think we will be all right now. Our camp here on the Burnt River is good. Some Indians came into camp with some large fish they wanted to trade. Mother gave them some cornbread and an old apron in trade for a fish, and we had a nice dinner. Monday, September 5th, 1852. These are mountains. The path we traveled today was steep and full of rocks. The men had to chop away fallen trees as we go along. The way seems to get only steeper and higher. We are camped high up in these mountains with only a tiny stream for water. Aunt Ellen says she feels that we are on top of the world. It is hard going and quite cold as evening comes on. Page 16. Thursday, September 8th, 1852. We came down from the mountains today. The trail plowed straight down the mountain. The oxen were slipping and sliding. The heavy wagons pressed on them. All the men had to help hold the wagons back. The trail was so narrow and steep that we feared the wagons would pitch right over the side. All of us children had to stay away from the trail because it was so dangerous. We had to find our own way down the hill, and it was a hard job because there were huge boulders and fallen logs strewn over every inch of the mountainside. I'm still shivering with fright and tiredness. Monday, October 3rd, 1852. Another adventure. We sailed the Columbia River today. The Indians took us in their canoes. It was rainy and blustery all day. The waves were wild and kept splashing over the sides. Amy was terrified, but for some reason I quite enjoyed the excitement. Perhaps it is because our journey is almost at an end. Sunday, October 16th, 1852. This is a day to give thanks. Father and Mother have found the land for our new home. Our family will claim 640 acres. We are camping on the land tonight. Father says he will start to work on a cabin right away, but we will have to stay with some other settlers for the winter months. Our land is wonderful. There is a spring of sweet water, and there is deep grass, and the soil is dark and good. The air smells like mint. We are full of joy. Stay tuned for page 17, 18, and 19.